Hello.
Hello. Everything is all right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. If everything is all right, I will leave now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Where's Anne? We're waiting for Anne.
Um,
Hey, what happened to you last time?
I was at I was at the party.
You were at a party?
Yeah.
Oh, and but you were listening
And
in?
yeah, of course.
Oh, really? Yeah, and there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, it did. I misclicked the
How can
microphone,
how
so
can you join a party and have lessons at the same time? Wow, that's multitasking. Long.
uh,
Did you get anything from my lesson last time?
a little bit, but I think I need a review from it.
You must be pretty distracted. There was loud music going on, like when you misclicked. Oh, what was that? So where are we at the assignment? I was promised today. I did not receive anything.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Wait, the Julius Caesar or the poetry?
There's still the poetry,
Hmm.
the
Is
second
that
half.
the
Or you could submit Julius Caesar. I really don't mind as long as there's something that I could check on.
so we submit the poetry correction assignment, right?
Yeah, I was asking you if you received the email. You never replied to me.
Hmm. I think I have a lot of
Yeah, I
no
know.
junk mails. So let me double check it
Yeah,
again.
but I messaged you through Zalo.
Yeah, you did. Mm.
I put all the corrections there because I have difficulty with Zalo. I cannot access it in my computer. It is what's that? What do you there's a firewall or something. It says like my computer is going to crash if I continue downloading it.
Mm. Okay. Ooh. Wait. I think the one you sent me via Zalo is okay. I can correct it.
No, but I have other corrections.
You do? Can you
Yeah.
send it? Cause yeah, there was no email in here. There's none of your mail in
So I said the task B. Please let me know if you received my feedback about the assignment in your email. Thanks.
here. No, I don't see anything in here.
San Long, 26/11/2005. This must be your birthday. Oh, your birthday is coming soon.
Yeah, really soon.
Gmail.com.
I wrote it on the chat box.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got that right. San Long, 26/11/2005 at gmail.com. Correct.
Hmm. I
Otherwise,
don't
it
know
would
why.
say it was not sent, right?
Yeah, I didn't receive anything.
Hmm. No wonder. I will resend it because, okay, so where are we at? Anyway, where are we at in homework?
I'm still doing the poetry collection.
Mhm. Can you give me your notes on Julius Caesar so that I could have something to what do you have for Julius Caesar? You chose foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what notes do you have for Julius Caesar?
I don't know, I just write random things.
Random things like
Like some keywords or details that I can use for.
uh-huh, such as
Mm, Wait, where is it? Let me take a look at it. Wait, where is it? Yeah, I think I wrote a lot though. Wrote a lot of work.
I am looking for my sent mail. Didn't get anything.
Hmm. Let me refresh the page.
Here, I have it sent.
Hmm.
No?
S-
October 29.
no, I haven't received anything yet.
I can't I can't minimize my Zoom. Okay, so anyway, we are going to start with short stories. Where's Anne?
Um, she's absent today.
How come you didn't tell me? Been waiting.
Uh,
She told you?
yeah, she told me
Oh,
that she had like she had like some work with her. Mm, yeah, I think she's busy.
All right.
Uh,
Just a refresher before you do again long. I'm going to tell you this. Uh, for for Julius Caesar, you chose foreshadowing, right? This
yeah,
lesson will be foreshadowing. And okay, just a refresher. What were some of the foreshadowing omens and dreams that are portrayed in the drama, in the play?
as far as I can remember, like a tremendous storm, right?
Yeah, that's one. Tremendous storm. Another one.
And beware's the eyes of March.
Yeah, good. Beware the Ides of March.
Mm,
And there's another soothsayer, Artemidorus, giving Julius Caesar the list of conspirators, right?
yeah.
And the dreams of the two wives, the wife of Brutus and the wife of Julius Caesar. Can you just take that to note?
Yeah.
And after Julius Caesar was assassinated, there was another one, Cinna, the poet. He had another dream. It's all about dreams because the discussion will focus on today's modern man. If you will still believe in dreams and poets, dreams and omens and things like that, right? All right. So regarding, we will now shift to short stories. What do you know about short stories?
It's like it's very short. Of course.
Good answer. I mean, what is contained in short stories?
Uh, I guess it's like a scene, like a small scene.
A small scene. All right.
Uh, it won't go into like so detailed, just like going through it.
Okay. Meaning there's just a small plot. Okay. Okay. I will share the screen with you. And here we are going to have an introduction on short stories. All right. Okay. Because you will have another assignment on short stories. Uh, Long, can you read this, please? The introduction. Short stories,
Short stories contain the same elements of fiction, character, plot, and setting.
fiction.
Fiction, as longer pieces like novels, but short story authors must achieve the same result in fewer pages.
Mhm.
In most short stories, one of the three elements will likely be less important than the others. So, in a short story that has a science fiction feeling to it, the setting, the enter of a module or capsule in space or elsewhere, may be less important than the event, plot, and the characters, the participants, and how they develop. Get ready to delve into the inciting world of short fiction.
Short fiction. Okay, just like you said, it's short. Okay, so you were saying, I guess they are just like shorter. What did you say? Shorter events, which is
Yeah.
correct. There are fewer characters than the novel. The plot is not complicated. You do not have a subplot. In other words, Edgar Allan Poe, he mastered short stories, and according to him, there is unity of effect, which means 2 to 3 characters, okay, one plot, okay, one setting, I mean, in the novels, you can go from Africa to America to China to wherever, right? But in a short
Yeah.
story, that's hardly possible. So we just have a simple or one setting, one plot, and minimal characters. And it says here in a short story, because you cannot focus on all the elements, just like in a novel, we have to focus on at least one. So if you're focusing on setting, then the characters are minimized in the story. If you're focusing on plot, then the setting maybe is minimized or something like that. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, let's talk about short stories. Can you read?
uh, Fiction cannot develop without conflicts. So the stories will contain events that present challenges to the characters. And they will have to deal with these problems as much as all of us are required to do every day of our lives. The conflicts may be of several types: self against nature, one character against another, the individual against him or herself, man or woman against society. Example, at times the conflicts are resolved, but at other times the stories are left open-ended, inviting the reader to think further about possible endings or outcomes.
Okay,
Check out the following video.
check out the following video. I am going to show you a video on what do you mean by conflict. Usually in short stories, it's like long, it's like climbing a mountain, you know. We have the introduction and then we present you with the conflict. What do you mean by conflict in short stories? Long.
Hmm, is that self against nature?
Yes, that's right. Different kinds of conflicts. Conflicts meaning there are challenges. It presents a problem, all right? There is always a problem in a short story, okay? Because without that conflict, without that problem, there is no story, there is no plot. Because the short story will focus around how the problem will be solved, and that will be the climax of the story. So you reach the peak of the mountain with a climax, and then it will go a downward trend, meaning if the problem is solved, then it will go down towards the ending. All right, so it's just like climbing a mountain. So the conflict is over here. The top of the mountain is the climax, and then the resolution to the problem or the challenge will be the downward hill. All right. Now we are going to deal with the different kinds of conflict, and I want you to watch this. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. I am okay. So after the speaker video, I download. I will I will pause. No, I will share. Start video. Okay, I will share the screen. All right. Can you see this? Long.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Well, we have all been involved in one type of conflict or another on a personal level. On an artistic level, without conflict, there would be no writing. Conflicts and their resolutions are the driving forces within narratives. If all were perfectly ideal, how could artists make the stories they tell interesting? Would the audience even begin to care about the characters' lives? However, introduce a problem, and if it's handled skillfully and in a way that makes audiences identify with characters, readers become invested and will want to see how the conflict is resolved. Conflicts come in various types: person against person, person against nature, or person against society. The most complex type, Person against him or herself is the most intriguing because such conflicts cause readers to think about concepts such as the credibility of the characters, their motivations, hopes, thinking, fears, and the list goes on. While conflicts can be complex individually, a character may also be involved in several conflicts at the same time. For instance, a character who is thinking about ending a relationship, person against person, may also be struggling with an internal conflict because of an overwhelming sense of guilt in making this decision, person against self. Conflicts are essential in literature. Conflicts and their outcomes connect directly to other literary elements such as character development, plot, and theme. While identifying conflicts is a fairly easy matter, thinking about how characters meet these challenges and whether or not they succeed allows readers to follow and better understand the overall design of the work.
All right. So one of the most important thing in fiction is conflict, right? It cannot develop without conflict. And what are the different kinds of conflict? What are the
Lot.
different kinds of conflict?
Humans with humans? No, like
Person versus person, okay.
the
Versus humans
nature,
versus
uh,
humans, yeah.
or him or her faces
Herself, yeah.
versus herself.
Mm-hmm. And
Wait, what was that?
look at the picture.
No, I don't. Wait, human versus.
Person versus person, person versus nature, person versus self, person versus,
It's like a group of people.
yeah, society. Correct.
It's like a group of people.
It's like a group of people, correct. Okay, person versus society. Okay, so the key terms related to short stories, take note of this, is plot. Okay, incorporated in the plot is the conflict. Okay, so you need to know what the conflict is about. You have to identify that. All right? Okay, here. What is plot?
It's like involves a sequence of events that take
Yeah,
place in the
read it.
narrative.
Involves a sequence of events
That take place in narrative.
that takes place in the narrative.
Yeah. This action centers on a conflict and the resolution of that conflict. However, the manner in which these incidents are introduced will vary structurally and chronologically in accordance with the dramatic design of the author.
All right? Okay. I want you to watch this.
Well, we have all been involved in one type of conflict or another on a personal level. On an artistic level, without conflict, there would be no writing. Conflicts and their resolutions are the
Wait, you already watched this, right? It's the same in the plot. Okay. What about characters and characterization?
Mm. Is that like imaginary? Like
Yeah, what is characterization here?
oh wow, the techniques.
It's the technique the author uses to help the reader understand characters in a narrative. It can be direct, in which the author tells the reader details about the character, or indirect, in which the author shows the reader what the character is like. Okay, so for example, I will say, if I am going to describe you, if I want to be direct, I will say, Long is a high school student who goes to school in a government school in the morning, and in the evening he goes to school further in a virtual high school based in Ontario, Canada. That is direct, right? Okay. When I talk about indirect, I will say Long uh, is a 15-year-old who is a normal kid, and he wakes up early to get himself ready for classes and all that stuff. And he is he has a lot of assignments and homework to do after, and he enrolled himself in further studies, blah 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 blah. So indirectly, I am saying that you have two types of school. Okay, I did not say that you are going to a government school. I did not say that you are a high school student. I said you're a 15-year-old. And I said that you are exploring other or you are enhancing yourself with further studies. I did not say that you are enrolled in the VHS virtual high school in Ontario, Canada. So it's indirect. Do you see the difference?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay, that is how some authors try to build characters. So it's up to the readers to make their own judgment on what kind of a person you are, Long, if I am going to describe it like that. An analysis of a short story should determine how the actions define the characters. Characterization can be direct or indirect. Invariably, the author uses setting, images, analogies, and symbols to help the readers understand the characters. The author may also use interactions among the characters as a means of revealing their qualities. Okay, so for example, I will say that uh, Long does not have any family problems. He has a brother, a mother, and a father who treats him pretty well. The mother serves him hot meals, the father works for a living, and the brother supports him. So, what kind of character am I trying to depict here in terms of your character, Long? I talk about
Mm,
other characters, but I'm trying to tell them something about you.
it's like my talking about where I come from.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
So if
um,
I talk about your mother who serves you hot meals, your father who works hard for a living, and a brother who supports you, what kind of character are you? I am not talking about you, right? I'm talking about your family. So from there, what kind of a character do you think I am trying to depict of you as a
it's
character?
like I get supported from families.
Yes, like you are a well-loved person in the family, or maybe up to the point that being spoiled, okay, because everybody supports you and everybody loves you. Yes, very good. But did I talk about you? Did I
No,
describe your character?
no, not at all.
Did I talk about you? I didn't,
Mm,
right? I
yeah,
talked
you
about your
did.
mother, I talked about your mother, and I talked about your father. But it gives the reader an impression of what you are like. So you get it? So I am
Yeah.
using interactions among the characters as a means of revealing your quality, right? So that they could understand what kind of a person you are. I am trying to use the other characters and your interactions or their interactions to you to depict the quality that you have. All right. Now for setting. Okay. The time and place, that is setting. Okay. That's what you have to remember. Setting is about time and place of the story will affect both the plot and the characters. The devices used by the author to establish the atmosphere and mood, which are also integral. What do you mean by integral?
Important?
Very good. Which are also integral to the setting. Imagery and symbolism. We know this from poetry, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Imagery and symbolism are often utilized. Any analysis should indicate how the author employs these elements within the setting, and as mentioned, how setting contributes to the overall effectiveness of the story. Okay, how to build a fictional world. What do you mean by a fictional world?
It's like a world full of
Very
imagination.
good. Okay, it doesn't really exist. Okay, watch this. I'll stop the video because there will be copyright infringement.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire, messages that forge brighter connections, and emails that get the job done, you need to think about more than just grammar and spelling. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It undermines the writer's message, and the word choice is bland. Grammarly's cutting-edge technology helps you craft compelling, understandable writing that makes an impact on your reader. Much better. Grammarly works where you work, on your computer or your phone.
Wait, skip
Imagine
the
the
ads.
interview with this.
Okay,
In J.R.R.'s world, Gandalf is one of 5 wizards sent by the Valar to guide the inhabitants of Middle-earth in their struggles against the dark forces Sauron. Gandalf's body was mortal, subject to the physical rules of Middle-earth, but his spirit was
Wait,
immortal.
is this the Lord of the
Died
Rings?
Gandalf the Grey
Mhm.
and resurrected
Yeah.
as Gandalf the White. According to the Wachowski script, an awakened human only has to link up and hack the neon binary code of the Matrix to learn how to fly a helicopter in a matter of seconds. Or if you are the one, or one of the ones, you don't even need a helicopter. You just need a cool pair of shades. Cheshire cats can juggle their own heads. iPads are rudimentary. No Quidditch match ends until the golden snitch is caught. And the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is most certainly 42. Just like real life, fictional worlds operate consistently within a spectrum of physical and societal rules. That's what makes these intricate worlds believable, comprehensible, and worth exploring. In real life, the law of gravity holds 7 book sets of Harry Potter to millions of bookshelves around the world. We know this to be true, but we also know that ever since J.K. typed the words wizard, wand, and Wingardium Leviosa, that law of gravity has ceased to exist on the trillions of pages resting between those bookends. Authors of science fiction and fantasy literally build worlds. They make rules, maps, lineages, languages, cultures, universes, alternate universes within universes, and from those worlds sprout story after story after story. When it's done well, readers can understand fictional worlds and their rules just as well as the characters that live in them do, and sometimes just as well or even better than the reader understands the world outside of the book. But how? How can human-made squiggles on a page reflect lights into our eyes that send signals to our brains that we logically and emotionally decode as complex narratives that move us to fight, cry, sing, and think, that are strong enough not only to hold up a world that is completely invented by the author, but also to change the reader's perspective on the real world that resumes only when the final squiggle is reached? I'm not sure anyone knows the answer to that question, yet fantastical fictional worlds are created every day in our minds, on computers, even on napkins at the restaurant down the street. The truth is, your imagination and a willingness to figuratively live in your own world are all you need to get started writing a novel. I didn't dream up Hogwarts or the Star Wars Cantina, but I have written some science thrillers for kids and young adults. Here are some questions and methods I've used to help build the worlds in which those books take place. I start with a basic place and time. Whether that's a fantasy world or a futuristic setting in the real world, it's important to know where you are and whether you're working in the past, present, or future. I like to create a timeline showing how the world came to be, what past events have shaped the way it is now. Then I brainstorm answers to questions that draw out the details of my fictional world. What rules are in place here? This covers everything from laws of gravity, or not, to the rules of society and the punishments for individuals who break them. What kind of government does this world have? Who has power and who doesn't? What do people believe in here? And what does this society value most? Then it's time to think about day-to-day life. What's the weather like in this world? Where do the inhabitants live and work and go to school? What do they eat and how do they play? How do they treat their young and their old? What relationships do they have with the animals and plants of the world? And what do those animals and plants look like? What kind of technology exists? Transportation, communication, access to information. There's so much to think about. So spend some time living in those tasks and the answers to those questions, and you're well on your way to building your own fictional world. Once you know your world as well as you hope your reader will, set your characters free in it and see what happens. And ask yourself, how does this world you created shape the individuals who live in it? And what kind of conflict is likely to emerge? Answer those questions and you have your story. Good luck, future world builder.
Long,
Hmm?
you know that you are going to write a short story for this, don't you?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
No. Well, I'm telling you, you are. All right.
And it's gonna take a lot of time. Like,
Yeah, you. That's why. That's why I'm hurrying you up with your poetry and finish and still have Shakespeare. All right. So if I am going to ask you about a fictional world for you, what would it be? Any idea?
anything that in our imagination, like,
Yeah. No, for you. Do you have any idea in your mind for your fictional world? What
I
do you?
know. I mean, I will give my word, if my fictional word, if it was like a particular topic.
Yeah. At the top of your head, I'm just asking. At the top of your head, do you have any idea of how you will create a fictional world? What are you most
Mm,
interested in? That's how you can write a story, or maybe you can conceptualize a fictional world or your setting, time and place. What would
uh,
like most likely be? It doesn't have to be the real thing. You can think of something else. But at the top of your head, when I say, okay, right now, I'm asking you, what is your fictional world? What are you most
magics,
interested in? Huh?
magics,
Sorry, what's
yeah,
that?
magics.
Magic?
Yeah.
Ah,
Or it could be some kind of like a mysterious thing,
yeah, like what?
or like mm, supernatural
Supernatural.
uh,
Uh-huh.
phenomenon, supernatural
Or
phenomenon.
a supernatural phenomenon, like in the universe,
Yeah.
the universe, in one of the cosmic heavenly bodies. No,
Whatever, whatever.
forever.
Mhm. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's a good fictional world. That's a good setting for a story. Okay, last one is point of view. What is a point of view? Can you read this? Narrator.
Narrators of short stories filter the presentation of the material. It is your task to determine the nature of this narrator, the speaker's objectivity or lack thereof, and whether he or she is a character within the story or an identified individual.
Okay, point of view varies. You will later find out in the short stories that we will take up. For your, I'd like you to browse over the list of short stories so that you can tell me what you'd like to consider so that I can help you and talk about it in our forthcoming lessons. so that you will have, let's see what your assignment is like. A view topic. I wonder what you are going to be asked. What is your assignment here? Story options. Here are so many story options, okay? Now, let's choose one. 2BR, 2BRO, 2B. Yeah,
What's
yeah. All right, let's see. 2BRO, 2B. Okay, that's okay. If you want to choose this as one of your 2 short story assignments, follow the instructions below. Okay, submit a draft to the short story 1 or short story 2 draft box to receive teachers' feedback. Okay, here are the options. Oh God. China, option 2.
it's only going to consume a lot of
Black humor. Okay. Story, art and society, and dystopia or utopia. Okay. I am not sure if this would be appealing to you, but I'd like you to choose.
Wait, so we finished Shakespeare, right?
Yeah, there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short stories. Out of these 7 short stories, you're going to choose 2 and make an assignment, answering those assignments. So, assignment to the assignment on Saturday, or you chat me which of this you chose so that I can discuss it on Saturday and help you with your academic writing. All right?
Okay.
Go over the titles, go over the plot, and tell me which ones you have chosen for your assignment, because we won't have time to discuss all of these short stories. Now, to help you with your assignment, I will be discussing those of your choices. Maybe I will get 2 from you and 2 from Anne. That will be your homework over until Saturday. Give me time to read it so that I can discuss it with you on Saturday. Are we clear on that?
Okay.
Do I have to remind you about it?
No.
Okay. Just, what you do is just it won't be hard. Just go over the stories. If something appeals to you, then hit me a message. I will be doing my assignment on this short story. You will choose 2, okay? And I will discuss it in our lessons to help you accomplish your assignments. All right, is that clear?
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we're going to do. So for now, give me a rundown of what we learned about short story. What are the
Random?
elements of a short story?
What? Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, give me a rundown of what you learned today in our lesson. What are the elements of the short story?
Conflicts.
Conflict. What else?
Imagination.
Elements.
Yeah.
Conflict. What are you typing? I thought you were taking down notes.
Taking down notes.
What are the elements of a short story, similar to the elements of a novel? So I said we have characters,
Yeah.
we have plot,
Timeline.
setting, time and place. Yeah, timeline is setting. And then we have in the plot, we have the conflict, we have the climax, and we have the resolution, the solution to the problem. Okay, keep that in mind. All right.
All right.
Okay, so I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, see you later. Bye bye.